The quote is, if you have a problem with me, text me. And if you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.
That is so good.
Nothing's ever going to be given to you. Everything's going to be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not going to get the results. But two, more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it.
I decided to delete my Instagram because I just felt like I was so addicted to this kind of false version of my life that it was just taking over. I would be on set working, I'd come and sit in my chair and just scroll. And it was becoming a problem. I was just obsessed with it, and I was obsessed to find out what people were saying and what they thought about me. So I decided to make an announcement, which unfortunately we have to do, and say that I'm taking a break from social media. And I tried to position myself and say, like, I'm taking a break from social media because I feel like my mental health will benefit from it.
Second question, what is the worst advice you've ever heard or received?
Fit in with everybody else.
Good.
Why don't I go with a slightly different direction from everybody else? I don't want to be part of the herd. If I follow everyone else, I'm just going to be a sheep, and I don't want to be a sheep. I'd rather be somebody slightly unusual, but successful, rather than safe, cool, whatever. So I always say, particularly today, you've got to make noise amongst the noise.
I've discovered that all of our failure and success in life is based on our most repeated thought. And one of my biggest questions to most people I meet now is, what is your most repeated thought? And most people don't know the answer because they're not aware,
Right.
in your words. And a lot of people who do know will say it's something like, I'm not good enough. I don't like the way I look. I am ugly. Whatever else it may be for them, right? And so we're either aware and it's negative, or we're unaware because it's so subconscious. And I've started to recognize that most of the thoughts we have are not that different. They're the same thought that comes in a different voice, a different tone, a different vocabulary, a different language, but it's the same repetition.
Be good at what you do, and therefore be patient and learn. And the learning and the getting there is as enjoyable as being there, because in my opinion, it is.
We wake up in the morning, we create the boogeyman, which is like the fear of success, the fear of failure, whatever it is. And instead of actually taking the action that we need to and focusing on what it is that we want, we take all of our focus and put it towards trying to overcome this fear, when in reality, the fear doesn't even exist in the first place. And so I think the biggest thing for most people is like, the fear is keeping you from focusing. But there's also like the identity of who you think you are. And one of my favorite things is challenging who I think I am all the time.
If you live your life with your eyes open wide enough, you will eventually find the person you're looking for. Most important thing is, on a Sunday night, you want that feeling of excitement that Monday is coming, and it's something to look forward to, and that this is what we're supposed to do in our lives, is do something which we enjoy. And it's not a question of having more than other people or less. It's irrelevant. There's always people who are less than you and more than you. That's not really the measure of your happiness. Your happiness stems from achieving something, believing in something, and just loving what you do.
What is the best advice you've ever received?
To turn your nerves into excitement.
I like that. We've never had that on the show. I love that. All right, second question. What is the worst advice you've ever received?
Move to LA, get a marijuana license, and buy a hot tub.
Who told you that?
Mark Wahlberg.
He said, everyone in life, Simon, has a sign on their head, and it says, make me feel important. And I want you to think about that. I'm thinking, sign on their head? I have no idea what that means. Why did he say that? Maybe he's had a couple of drinks. And then I forget when I realized what it meant, but boy, did that stick in my mind, which was, if you want to do one in life, it's going to be a team effort, and make sure you recognize every single person on that team.